Alright guys, today I'm doing yet another video on Doom 2, the mutant lane on difficulty 3. The reason why I have been doing several videos on this is the fact that all of the previous videos I didn't get a good run and I felt like those were not good enough videos, so I decided to scratch them and make a new one. This time an alliance mate asked for help and I agreed to make a new video, and this time I just decided to keep this one, even though it's not a perfect one. Actually, it's quite far from it. And I'm hoping that my explanation along the way will be helping you not to do the same mistakes that I did on this one. Alright, let's get on to it. So I recorded the video and I'm just voicing over it right now. So here's my team and you can see my ISOs and the positioning. So we have skirmish and everyone else except for Bishop. And I think this is the best composition for the ISOs. And you might be asking why Beast doesn't have a healer or something like that, but well, the idea is that you really need to flip those buffs into debuffs to make this node easier, and the healing doesn't matter too much. Alright, so once we enter the node, I'm going to be pausing for a second. And alright, let's pause over there. Alright. So I would say you can section this into a few sections, and in the first section or phase or whatever you want to call it, I would say that the idea is to kill Bishop rather soon or control him. Also take control of Girl before she can cleanse your debuffs, and to make sure that Silver Surfer has a blind before he gets to use his first turn, which is the ultimate. So that's what we are aiming for. How can we achieve that? Well, this node is all about speed meter. The Axemen are great at getting speed meter from kills. We have a way to do that in here, and that's of course Greg. Greg will be helping you a lot to get that speed meter, and you should always, when in doubt, if you're not sure what to hit, you can always hit Greg and get that speed meter to advance on the node a bit more. And of course, any regular guild achieves the same thing as well. So you should be looking for ways to, like in every turn that you take, to either kill someone or to make sure that Greg dies from a splash damage or chain or whatever. Of course, if this was the perfect world, Greg would be spawning near Bishop, because we need to hit Bishop on the first turn with Beast. And Beast will be, of course, hitting everyone adjacent, and if Greg was there, we would kill him and we would get some speed meter from that. This time that's not possible because Greg is too far away, but that doesn't mean the end of the world. Just notice that this is happening. And yeah, here is, for example, a good example on why the skirmisher is really important on Beast. The idea is to try and flip those defense ups that you can see on Bishop, on Philowell and Moondragon. Alright, so let's get a bit further. Here's the basic. Flip him some defense ups in defense downs and get a assist blind on there, which helps a bit. After that, I'm usually trying to kill Philowell, and if you can kill her on one shot, that'd be good, but usually doesn't happen. So on the second attack, I use my Iceman ult to make sure that Greg dies and Philowell dies to get that speed meter. So now we're going forward, and this is a good time. At this time, when Jubilee takes her first turn, if Bishop hasn't taken the second turn to use her ultimate, his ultimate or the special, you can stun Bishop here to make sure that you take as less damage as you can. If he has just taken a turn and he's low on turn meter, instead you can stun Squirrel Girl instead. But you shouldn't sort of like know if you have taken some speed meter. At this point, you should be able to stun Bishop, and if not, you should be stunning Squirrel Girl. And by the way, if you do stun Bishop with the Jubilee ult, then you should be saving your Iceman special to be stunning Squirrel Girl next. Alright, let's go forward. We're stunning Bishop. That worked fine. Now we're just looking where to hit. This is a good time to ultimate and get some kills over there and get some characters low on health. I'm also looking ways to flip the defense up on that Silver Surfer, because that makes sure that our abilities land on him instead of resistance. Also, I'm looking for a chance, for example, here that Moon Dragon has that. Oh, okay, let's stop here. Alright, so this is sort of the end of phase 1. And you saw that I was almost pondering on using my special on Moon Dragon, which would be a good idea to spread those slows and spread especially that defense down on everyone. But because I haven't gotten a good assist on Jubilee before this, which I would have definitely, let's say, the ultimate from Iceman would have had an assist on Jubilee. I would definitely target it Silver Surfer to make sure that the Jubilee blind goes onto Silver Surfer. And if it did, then I would be free at this point to use my special on that Moon Dragon to spread that defense down around. But because we haven't had that good assist and we haven't had a blind on Silver Surfer, the second turn that your Jubilee takes, you have to make sure that Silver Surfer is blinded. Otherwise, Silver Surfer will be doing that ultimate, and that will just wreck your game. So make sure that on the second turn of Jubilee, anytime from the start to that point, Silver Surfer needs to have that blind. And this is sort of the first phase of the attack. After the first phase of the attack, when Silver Surfer uses that ultimate, and hopefully is blinded, after that, the second wave will be dropping quite fast. The best possible situation would be that you have almost killed everyone before that. But usually you have at least few characters left. But definitely use your any means necessary to get Silver Surfer blinded. And if you have the chance to get like a chain of good assists on Jubilee, make sure that the enemy Jubilee is blinded as well. That's a good thing because Jubilee's abilities are pretty strong. All the while trying to splash damage that Greg to get that turn meter and get ahead on this node. Alright, so let's continue. Here we can see the blind landing, that's good. Here goes the ultimate, and because he's blinded, that will do nothing. So we're good. At this point, I should have most likely just killed Greg to get some turn meter from him. I'm just trying to find a way to get ahead on the speed meter enough to get my Jubilee special up before that Moon Dragon takes another turn, because I really want to spread that defense down. And if you get to spread that defense down, it's super good. It helps you a lot. So look for a way to do that. But if you can't, it doesn't matter. It doesn't ruin your game. At this point, I'm just hoping that happens. But here we can see that Moon Dragon takes a turn, and now we're sort of the second wave is landing pretty soon. Actually, we got it. All right, so that's good. We got some defense down in there. Now I'm just using the basic to try and flip those other buffs that they got, and this is when the second wave drops, and this is the phase 2 of the fight. At this point, pay attention to mostly the Silver Surfers and Bishop. Of course, you should also kill Squirrel Girl. Normally I would have killed Squirrel Girl before this happened, but now it just didn't go my way. So I have to make sure that Squirrel Girl dies before she takes a turn. But other than that, make sure that you either stun or blind both of these Silver Surfers. The first Silver Surfer would be doing the special next turn, and if he is blinded, that special won't land, and it doesn't do anything. And of course, the second Silver Surfer, who just landed, will be trying to do the ultimate, which won't land if you have him blinded. So the idea here is to just keep them under control with blinds and stuns and just kill everyone else around them. And if you manage to do that, you're usually in a good position. And I would say that the stun landing on Silver Surfers has a lot less chance than the blind. So make sure that the stun isn't like the last measure that you do. Always try to, like, every turn that you get, every possible blind, every possible assist from Jubilee, you should always try to target those two if you can. And if the blind lands, then you can just breathe for a while. And of course, getting those slows in there is really valuable as well, because that gives you time to deal with the rest. But make sure that Bishop is also controlled, because Bishop will be doing a lot of damage all the while you're trying to sort of manage those Silver Surfers. But let's go on a bit further. Here we can see we have two taunts, and I'm just trying to kill that Squirrel Girl with the splash damage and the Greg, and we got some speed meter from that. And check the assist here. If you have something that clears a debuff, it's a good idea to hit Red Guardian, because Bishop will be getting rid of those taunts on himself quite fast. So you don't need to worry about the Bishop taunt as much as you need to worry about the Red Guardian taunt. And here again, I'm trying to use that piece to flip those defense ups into defense downs and get those blinds in. And we managed to get the first blind on the second Silver Surfer and the stun on the first one. And here we can see that we are now hitting special on Bishop and hoping to get him down, but it doesn't happen before he takes a turn and actually kills my Iceman, but luckily he still had the revive, so that wasn't too big of a deal. But definitely Bishop is someone who can just kill you out of nowhere, so try to make sure that he dies quite fast. Alright, so I definitely made several mistakes in here. I let Moondragon take a turn and give them defense ups and everything. That definitely slowed down me a lot in here. And on this situation, I would always like to kill the first Silver Surfer if possible, because after the special, he will be starting to hit you with basic, and he will be transferring those debuffs back to you. And when he does that for a few turns, he will be back to ultimate, and that's always bad news. Here goes the second Silver Surfer's first turn wasted on the blind, and we keep on hitting that first one. Actually, now I'm turning on that second one because he has the defense down. That's a good sort of situation to get some damage onto him, because as you guys probably know, they can take some beating and they heal like MFers. Landed the slow one on the first one, just making sure that they don't take their turns as fast as usual. So landing those slows, landing those blinds is super important. And as you can see, yeah, we timed out and we need to go again, but that happens sometimes. Usually I can one-shot this one, even though the second one is a lot tougher to one-shot. But yeah, at this point there's nothing special going on in here. I'm just trying to make sure, because now that first Silver Surfer is just doing his basics, so we're just trying to kill that second one before he takes his second turn, and that happens. There's no point in doing that blind on this first one now because he's doing the basic and I would just transfer that blind to us. So I use that turn to just kill that second Silver Surfer. Once you understand how the Silver Surfers work and can manage them easily, when you know what they're doing next and what you should be doing about them and which spell to land and which debuff to go for and stuff like that, this node will be a lot easier. Silver Surfers are tough. They're really tough. And to me, it feels like the best way to deal with them is to just control them until you got a clean board and just hit them without anyone else bothering you. To me, that's sort of the philosophy I've had with this node. But there we go. And I don't like to use the Beast Ultimate on this node, because the Beast Ultimate will be super important on the second node in the first turns. So let's go for the second node. In here I have a clear tactic which I will be explaining once we land here. And alright, here you can see me go. So yeah, firstly I have my Beast Ultimate ready. And that's super important. That will be giving you guys defense ups, and that will be helping you through the burst damage that these guys do on the first turns. After that, I will be targeting Emma with all of my attacks at the start, and the idea is to drop Emma as low as I can. And if it happens that I get to use my abilities on her, and I get that Jubilee assist and get that blind on Emma, that's the perfect situation. Because once your Jubilee takes a turn and Emma Frost has all of these debuffs from all of these abilities and also the blind, you can just use the Jubilee special to kill her and spread those blinds around. That's the perfect situation. But that doesn't happen here. And when that happens, that the blind doesn't land, then I just use my Bishop special to kill Emma Frost instead of Jubilee, and then I use my Jubilee ult to actually stun Shatterstar before Shatterstar takes his second turn, because that second turn will be doing the defense down on you, and the defense down is really troublesome. So let's see how this goes. Alright, here's the ultimate. Here's some splash damage of the ultimate on Emma. Just doing damage over there. Here's the ultimate on Emma again. Just getting some hits on him. We need to get her down. There's again hitting Emma. Now Emma is super down. If she had blind at this point, that would be perfect. And I would be using my Bishop basic. I wouldn't hit Emma, because that might just kill her. But at this point, because she doesn't have the blind, I'm just using the special in here to make sure that she dies. She dies over there. Okay. So this is the plan B. Now I stunned Shatterstar. This way I don't get the defense down, because that would be super bad. And after this, it's just super basic. I just go after the guys. I like to hit the Dad Bros and the X Factor in general to get those guys down. I usually use my control abilities to keep Hulk in check. So I use blind to make sure that Hulk doesn't kill you out of nowhere, which he can definitely do, especially with the ISO 8 attack. And sometimes of course I try to make sure that he does have that offense down. Sometimes I even stun him to make sure that he doesn't kill you. Sometimes I use the Kitty Pryde ultimate to make sure that he has disrupted, so he doesn't get offense ups or taunts or whatever. But as you can see, I'm using a lot of splash damage to get the Dad Pros down. Here I go with the ultimate on and targeting Black Bolt just to make sure that I hit as many targets as I can, but the idea there was to get that disrupted on Hulk before Hulk is gonna take next turn soon, and he's about to taunt, so I don't want him to do that. Now just want to kill that with the special and get those offense downs and slows and disrupted all around. That was a good position. You cannot always do that, but if you see a situation like that, definitely take advantage of that. One of my ideas is in here is to make sure that I use my Iceman ultimate or the basic at least to make sure that Mr. Sinister gets slow quite early when he lands. And the idea is that he doesn't get to use clone anyone before you kill him. I actually fail this in this attempt. Usually I get to kill him before he clones anyone, but at this try, I don't get to do that. And as you can see, that I could have used a stun maybe on Mr. Sinister there. But as you can see, all of the splash damage that you do on multiple man will be spawning those clones, and those will be helping you with the speed meter. So keep that in mind. But be aware, multiple man is a time sink. He's sort of a trap. It gets you speed meter, but at the same time it soaks your time. So if you feel like you're spending way too much time killing those clones, please try to kill him fast. Like the first few hits when he does those clones, that's enough. After that, you can just go hard on him and make sure that he doesn't get any turns, because he can actually be troublesome when he takes turns. One thing to notice is definitely Black Bolt's. Black Bolt's first turn will be the special. So because that special hits you even though he has a blind, so that blind won't save you from the first turn of Black Bolt. So make sure that you either kill him or are prepared some way for that special. It's maybe a good idea to, when you see that he's about to take a turn and you're wondering if you don't have like defense ups and if you don't have like a taunt on Bishop, it might be a good idea to actually even stun him to make sure that he doesn't kill someone out of the blue. So that's one thing to notice. Here's the third wave. I'm sure if we even need to talk about this. Blind on Longshot works really well. Again, I would say that in these situations, it's really good idea to put slow on Black Bolt and somehow make sure that Black Bolts die before he takes his first turn, because that special can just kill someone. So yeah, that's about it. And as usual, I would say I maybe one-shot this 20% of the time, so not too often. There might be some honing in the strategy, or it might just be a hard cold fact that this node is not made for the X-Men. They are definitely lacking on the damage side, and that seems to be the problem in both of these nodes. So I'm looking for new characters and new teams that actually have loads more damage. Wink wink, freaking, what do you call it? The new guy, which name I suddenly forgot because I'm old and I have Alzheimer's. No, I don't actually have Alzheimer's, but yeah, this is how my memory works. Gambit, yeah. So Gambit might be a solution for this team, and hopefully he will bring out a lot more damage to this team. But of course, if you're taking Gambit in this team, you will be losing a lot of survivability. So it means that the damage that he does needs to sort of dip the scale in the sense that you cannot take as many turns because Kitty Pryde is mitigating a lot of damage. So you need to do that much more damage with Gambit to make sure that you don't get so much damage into yourself that you will be dying. So I'm really looking forward to trying Gambit out on this team or whatever combination of characters that you might be using here. But I have like a feeling that he might be a at least a solution for the time being, that we're waiting for a full team that actually solves this lane's issues. But that's it. Yeah. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you got something out of it. If you did, please like and subscribe. The usual content creator stuff. You know how it works. And if you have any comments, any criticism, any ideas, please let me know in the comments. I would love to hear how you deal with these nodes. And I'm always up for an open to new ideas and new strategies. So let me know in the comments, and see you in the next video. Alrighty, bye.